Georgia Secretary of State is speaking out about plans for the 2024 presidential primaries, denying Democrats an early primary date for next year. Tonight, WSAV's Archer Seshadri talks one-on-one with the Secretary, Brad Raffensperger. He has details now from our Georgia Capitol newsroom on Georgia's role.
Georgia voters will cast their ballots on Tuesday, March 12th, a week after Super Tuesday for the presidential primaries next year, along with voters in Washington State, Idaho, Mississippi, Missouri, and Hawaii.
But we're going to have 3 weeks of early voting, and our presidential primary is 1 week after Super Tuesday. So our election cycle will start 2 weeks before you start the presidential primary early voting. We'll pass Super Tuesday. And then this town will just be crowded with people coming in from all over the country. Candidates will be traveling up and down the state. But Georgia is the bellwether state.
The Peach State quickly emerging as a battleground purple state due to population shifts after flipping blue in 2020 and also sending 2 Democratic senators to Washington.
Whoever wins in Georgia, that's the type of politician, that's the type of elected public servant that can win nationally. If you win in Georgia, because we are a bellwether state, you will win nationally.
Recent elections in Georgia have come under scrutiny with allegations of voter fraud, but the Secretary of State says there's been no example of widespread voter fraud in Georgia, only a few cases of double voting, out-of-state voters, and dead voters.
Following to 2020, we pushed back and we said there weren't thousands of dead people, there was just 4. We said there was no underage voting, they said there were 66,000. Things like that, so we pushed back. The machines, were verified that they did not flip the votes, they was accurate. Well, we have a verifiable paper ballot, and if any race is so close, we can actually do a 100% hand recount.
The Secretary of State says violators could face 10 years in prison or $100,000 in fines if prosecuted. Archer Seshadri, WSAV News 3 on your side.